Hi Nana, good morning. Today we learn about Lewis symbols. What are Lewis symbols? Generally, we know that every element is having symbol. Suppose if you write symbol along with the valence electrons, then that symbol is said to be Lewis symbol. Lewis symbol is nothing but symbol plus valence electrons. For example, take hydrogen. Symbol of hydrogen is H, and it is having only one electron in its valence shell. Hence, it is denoted by H. That one electron is denoted by dot, H dot. That means hydrogen is having only one electron in its valence shell. Helium, its symbol is He, and it is having two electrons in its valence shell. Lithium, its symbol is Li, and it is having only one electron in its valence shell. Beryllium, its symbol is Be, and two electrons in its valence shell. Boron, symbol is B, and three electrons in its valence shell. So like this. So symbol plus valence shells if you write, then it is said to be Lewis symbol of boron. This is Lewis symbol of carbon. So this is Lewis symbol of neon. This is Lewis symbol of fluorine. This is Lewis symbol of oxygen. This is Lewis symbol of nitrogen. So and so on. So like this. So Lewis symbols can be written. See, in general, Lewis symbols, while writing the Lewis symbols, we use either dot or cross to represent an electron. Okay, so like this. So we'll write valence electrons in the form of dots, or we may use the cross symbol also. Every cross symbol represents one electron. Suppose here nitrogen, so I can write Lewis symbol of nitrogen like this, or else I may write like this also. By using crosses also I may write. So like this. So this is the Lewis symbol of nitrogen. So in this way, Lewis symbols can be written by using, we can write Lewis symbols either by using dot or cross symbols. Cross, okay. So these are some of the examples of Lewis symbols. So generally, every group will have general Lewis symbol. So we'll write, we'll know the Lewis symbols of different groups. For example, if you take first year group, it's a symbol of the X means symbol of the element belong to first year group, and it contains only one electron. So take examples: hydrogen, lithium. I am using crosses here. I may use cross or dot. Sodium, okay, potassium, rubidium. So I have to write only one cross, because the group, first year group contains only one valence electrons. In the same way, second year group. What are the second year group elements? Beryllium. So I am using dots. I may use dot or cross. Boron, beryllium, magnesium, calcium. Okay, calcium, strontium, barium, radium. So like this. So third group elements: boron, aluminum, gallium. So like this, carbon. So this is a general way of representation. So for example, 60A. For 60A group, general way of representation of Lewis symbol is like this. So X is symbol. So this may be, the X may be oxygen, because 60A group, oxygen or sulfur or selenium or tellurium or polonium. Okay, so X may be oxygen or sulfur or selenium or tellurium or polonium. So here X may be hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, or rubidium or cesium. So here X may be beryllium or magnesium or calcium or strontium or barium or radium. So in this way, Lewis symbol helps us in many particularly in chemical bonding, to represent an atom with its outermost electron. Because valence, why do we select only valency electrons? The Lewis symbol. So for writing of Lewis symbol, only valence electrons are selected. Why? Because valency electrons are the most important electrons. They only will participate in chemical reactions. Other electrons does not participate in chemical reactions. The electrons which are present in the inner shell, say they do not participate in chemical reactions. Only valence electrons are responsible for the chemical reactions. So for example, if you take sodium atom, in sodium atom, its configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. Here this is only valence shell and this is first shell, this is the second shell, outermost shell or valence shell. It is having only one electron. Only this electron is responsible for the chemical activity of sodium. Okay, so not only sodium, any element, for its chemical activity, only the valence electrons are responsible. So that is why Lewis symbol, for writing the Lewis symbol, so valence electrons are chosen to write the symbols like this. Okay. So this is all about Lewis symbols. And one more thing. So in our previous class, so we were discussing about the redistribution of electrons. How the electrons are redistributed. How redistribution is achieved. See, redistribution of electrons. Why redistribution of electrons should happen? Because due to redistribution of electrons, the elements, after redistribution, they get inert gas configuration. In order to get inert gas configuration, the atoms undergo redistribution of electrons. In that part, we have learned that means two methods redistribution of electrons. There are two methods. One is by transfer of electron. So one method is actual transfer of electron. One method is actual transfer of electron. Transfer of electron from one atom, okay, to another atom. So actually, so transfer of electron takes place, okay, or else electron from one atom to another atom. So we have seen examples also for this. So what is that example? Sodium atom, what happens? So its electronic configuration is 2, 8, 1. So it loses one electron and forms Na plus. So now after losing one electron, see, transfer of electron is of two types. Already we have discussed. One is either loss of electron or gain of electron. So transfer of electron may be either by losing of electron or by gaining of electron. So for example, sodium atom, if you take, so sodium atom is having one electron in its valence shell. So this is the Lewis symbol of sodium. Okay, so it is having 2, 8, 1, 11 electrons. Okay, but this is a unstable configuration because valence electrons is equal to 1. So after losing this sodium atom will lose this electron. So after losing this electron, so now only 2 orbits are left over. So this is the outermost orbit. Now the valence electrons become 8, hence it becomes stable. Okay, so like this, what happens? So sodium will lose one electron and form this Na plus. In the same way, chlorine. See, chlorine. The chlorine, it is having 7 electrons in its valence shell. Okay, so sodium, it loses this electron, and that electron it will take. That electron is taken by chlorine. So that electron is taken by chlorine, and what happens? So this chlorine, after taking the one electron from sodium, actually I am representing like this. Okay, so cross, I am using cross here, I am using dots here. Okay, so here chlorine, actually it is having how many electrons? Before that it is having 7 electrons. Okay, now this electron is added to chlorine. So what happens? The chlorine has become Cl. Now chlorine has got this structure, this Lewis structure. Okay, now it is called as El minus ion. Why minus? Because one electron is excess. Okay, so one electron is added to that chlorine. So each electron will carry one negative charge. So that is why Cl minus. Okay, so in this way, what is happening? One atom is losing electron and another atom is gaining electron. So after losing electron, so it is getting stable electronic configuration. That means electrons are rearranged. So from this state to this state, electrons are rearranged in sodium, and even in chlorine also you will find 2, 8, 7. So these are valence electrons. 7 valence electrons are left over, are there in chlorine. So what happens after taking one electron from sodium atom? Now this sodium, this chlorine is having 2, 8, 8, because actually there should be 7 electron, but here one after adding up 1 electron, now this chlorine is having 8 electrons in its valence shell. Hence it has become stable. So now valence electrons have become 8. So any element which possesses 8 electrons in its valence shell, it becomes it is a stable. So now in order to get stable configuration, chlorine is accepting 1 electron from sodium atom. Okay, and it is turning into from chlorine to Cl minus ion. So in this way, now chlorine also have got stable electronic configuration. So what is happening actually here? So one electron is one, or sometimes there may be more than one electrons transfer also takes place. So here what is happening? So an electron is transferred from sodium atom to chlorine atom completely. So as a result of this, so 2 ions are formed, Na plus ion and Cl minus ion is formed. So what happens after this, after the transfer of electron? So Na plus and Cl minus, what happens? Both of them are formed. So they are being opposite in charge. So these ions, sodium ion and chloride ions, are formed. So these 2 ions are actually chlorine. So this is about chlorine. Chlorine 2, 8, 7 has been converted to 2, 8, 8. So rearrangement of electron has been taken place, and chlorine is converted to Cl minus. So Cl minus, its Lewis symbol is written like this, Na, and Na plus symbol. Actually this is positive charge. This is positive charge. Okay, right. So sodium ion, so it should be represented like this only. Okay, cation should be represented by using positive signs like this, but anions should be represented like this. Okay, remember that anion should be represented like this. So with all the electrons, or else like this also. Okay, so here chloride ion is formed and sodium ion is formed as a result of complete transfer of 1 electron from sodium to chlorine. So like this, these ions are formed. So what happens now? So this, see, actually sodium will lose its electron when chlorine atom comes closer to the sodium atom. When these 2 atoms come closer only, sodium will lose electron to chlorine. Otherwise sodium cannot lose electron to chlorine, because chlorine is in need of 1 electron to get stability, and sodium is ready to lose 1 electron to get stability. Okay, so when these 2 atoms come closer, then only sodium will lose its electron completely to chlorine atom. So now sodium will convert into Na plus and chlorine will convert into Cl minus. So like this. So now these 2 atoms are these 2 are ions, sodium ion and chloride ion. So now they are in they are very close to each other. So when they are in close contact, what happens? The force of attraction will develop, because this is a positive charge and this is a negative charged ion. So whenever opposite charged ions are in very close, what happens? Some force of attraction is developed. Some force of attraction is developed between the oppositely charged ions. Okay, see, actually force of attraction. See, already we learned that force of attraction. Force of attraction in our chemistry language is said to be bond. The force of attraction in our chemistry is said to be bond. Here, so a bond is formed, or else a force of attraction is developed between oppositely charged ions. Okay, that means a bond is formed between oppositely charged ions. So as the bond is formed between oppositely charged ions, then that bond is named as, or else that force of attraction is named as ionic bond. That bond or else force of attraction is named as ionic bond. Here, that means in the formation of NaCl, now NaCl molecule is formed. Okay, sodium will combine with chlorine. How do they combine? So in the combination of in this process, in this combining process, sodium will lose completely one electron to chlorine atom and convert it to Na plus, and chlorine will convert into Cl minus. So as a result of oppositely charged ions, so some force of attraction is developed. Okay, so that force of attraction will bind these two ions together and forms NaCl. So in this way NaCl is formed. Okay, so what is happening actually in this process? So actual transfer of electron from one atom to another atom is taking place. So this is the way, this is one of the way how redistribution of electrons takes place. Okay, take one more example. We'll study one more example for this. Take magnesium oxide. How magnesium oxide is formed? See, magnesium oxide is formed between magnesium atom and oxygen atom. So this is a symbol of magnesium and this is a symbol of oxygen. So oxygen, in its valence shell, how many electrons are there? So valence electrons are only 6. Valence electrons are only 6. In magnesium, valence electrons are 2. So it's magnesium arrangement 2, 8, 2, and here oxygen arrangement 2, 6. Okay, so now valence electrons are 2, here valence electrons are 6. So both the atoms are unstable atoms. So what happens? So in that case, so when these two atoms approach each other, what happens? Magnesium lose one electron to this, okay, and one more electron to this. So as a result of what is happening, so here, so already this is a pair, this is also a pair. Now a new pair is formed, and here also a new pair is formed. So these two electrons, crossed electrons, they are transferred from magnesium. So magnesium has lost 2 electrons. So after losing 2 electrons, now magnesium, because these 2 electrons it will lose, so it get 2, 8. Now the valence electrons are 8. Here also oxygen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now the valence electrons are 8 because it has borrowed 2 electrons. So oxygen has got 2 electrons. Oxygen has got 2 electrons from magnesium. Hence, now this oxygen is having 8 electrons in its valence shell. Before that it was having only 6 electrons. Now it has got 8 electrons in its valence shell. Hence oxygen has become stable now. So in this way, magnesium will get 2 units of positive charge and oxygen will get 2 units of negative charge, like this. So generally, so these 2 electrons are not the electrons of oxygen. So these are borrowed from magnesium. That means these electrons are transferred from magnesium atom completely. So now oxygen, we have to write the symbol of oxygen. We have to write the negative charges also by using square bracket like this. So all the things, so that Lewis symbol should be enclosed in a square bracket, and the charge, so -2, we have to write above that square bracket. So why -2? Because there are 2 foreign electrons. They are not the electrons of oxygen. They are foreign. Foreign means from other atoms. So these electrons have come from other atoms. So that is why. So these 2 electrons have, each electron have 1 negative charge. So there are two excess of negative charges. So that is why the oxygen is carrying two excess negative charges. So that is why, so it should be written like this or else like this. Okay, in this way magnesium ion and oxide ion is formed. So now these two are close to each other. So what happens? Now a force of attraction, because these two are opposite in charge. So when these two are oppositely charged particles, some force of attraction is developed between magnesium and oxygen. Okay, between so force of attraction means, what is the meaning of force of attraction? Force of attraction means bond. So a bond is developed or else a bond is formed between magnesium and oxygen, and this bond is between the ions, hence it is said to be ionic bond. Or else simply ionic combination. So or else ionic forces of attraction. So like this, here also complete transfer of electron is taking place. So how many electrons are taking place? 2 electrons are transferred from one atom to another atom. That means transfer of electron, it may be 1 electron or 2 electrons, or else sometimes 3 electrons may take place. 3 electrons may transfer from one atom to another atom. Okay, sometimes 2 electrons may come from 2 different atoms to one atom. For example, magnesium chloride. If you take magnesium chloride, I'm rubbing this part. Magnesium chloride, if you take magnesium chloride, what is the formula of magnesium chloride? MgCl2. In magnesium chloride, so chlorine, how many electrons it contains in its valence shell? It is 78 group element. Hence, so there are 2 chlorine atoms in its formula. So that means I'll take 2 chlorine atoms, okay, with 7 electrons on each. So how many valence electrons are there? Valence electrons is equal to 7 on chlorine atom. So what happened? So this magnesium will lose its electron completely to this chlorine, and this electron completely to this chlorine. Now chlorine has got, so chlorine has added this electron to it. So what happened now? So now chlorine already it is having 7 electrons in its valence shell. Now one more electron is added. So one more electron is added to chlorine. Okay, so as it has got one negative charge excess, so we have to write that excess negative charge on the top like this. So one excess negative charge, and even this chlorine also, because already it is also having 7 electrons. Now this electron is completely transferred from magnesium to chlorine. So what happened? So here also, so this chlorine also have turned into chloride ion. So it also should be written like this. So now this magnesium, it start attracting this one and even this one. Okay, so this is because this is positive charge and this is negative charge, and this is positive charge and this is also negative charge. So here ionic bond is formed, and here also ionic bond is formed. Okay, or else simply I may write like this also. Mg+2 and Cl . So now in this way also we can write. So now force of attraction is developed between these two, and here also some force of attraction is developed between these two opposite charged ions. So ionic bond is formed, and here also ionic bond is formed between these two opposite charged ions. So in this way, so as a whole, so this magnesium chloride molecule, it is having ionic bond. Here ionic bond, how ionic bond is formed? Due to complete transfer of electrons. So magnesium is transferring one electron to chlorine completely, one chlorine, and another electron to another chlorine completely. So what is happening here? So actual transfer of electrons from one atom to another atom is taking place. So this is one method of redistribution of electrons. Now after redistribution, That means before that chlorine is having how many electrons? 2 comma 8 comma 7. 2 comma 8 comma 7. Now after gaining 1 electron, now the chlorine has got 2 comma 8 comma 8. So 2 comma 8 comma 8. That means a redistribution. So from this state to this state. So now what is happened? So redistribution of electron has taken place. So before that, before the redistribution, the electrons are like this, and after redistribution, electrons are like this. So here what is happening? Redistribution of electrons are taking place. As a result of redistribution of electrons, so both the atoms here, this atom is getting stability, and even magnesium also. So before that, it was having, before losing 2 electrons, it was having 2 electrons in its valence shell, and this is the electronic configuration. But after losing these 2 electrons, now it has got this electron, this electron configuration. So these 2 electrons are lost. Only 2 orbits are left over in magnesium after losing 2 electrons. So now in the valence shell, or else in the outermost orbit, so there are only 8 electrons. So it is a stable arrangement. So here from this arrangement, unstable arrangement to stable arrangement, so electrons are rearranged in magnesium atom. So like this, rearrangement or redistribution of electrons have taken place. As a result of rearrangement or redistribution, so what is happened? Stable atoms are formed. So why redistribution or rearrangement of electrons should take place? In order to form stable atom. Okay, right. So there is another method also by which rearrangement or redistribution of electrons takes place. So the other method is by sharing of 1 or more electron pairs between 2 similar or dissimilar atoms. Other method is sharing of 1 or 2 electron, 1 or 2 electron pairs, or 3, or sometimes 3 also, 1 or 2 or 3 electron pairs between 2 atoms, So here this is another method. So this I will explain you this method by taking an example. So generally this type of redistribution of electrons will take place between atoms, between 2 non-metal atoms, But this type of rearrangement, actual transfer of electron, see, sharing of electrons takes place between 2 non-metal atoms, whereas transfer of electron takes place between metal and non-metal, between metal atom. See, metal atom loses electron. Okay, non-metal atom, what happens? It gains electron. So here, actual transfer of electron. So this is the condition, because only metal atoms can lose electrons. So actually, transfer of electrons takes place from one atom. One atom means from one atom. That means from metal atom. Okay, to another atom. To non-metal atom, because non-metal atom gains electron, metal atom loses electrons. So like this. So sharing of electron, this is the second method. This takes place between the 2 non-metal atoms. For example, take hydrogen. If you take hydrogen molecule, if you consider, so in hydrogen molecules there are 2 hydrogen atoms. These 2 hydrogen atoms, how are formed? Actually are converted into H2. See, every hydrogen is having only 1 electron in its valence shell. Only 1 electron is present in its valence shell. So here transfer of electron is not possible. Why? Because transfer of electron is possible between metal atom and non-metal atom. But here these 2 are non-metals. So non-metals, they do not like to lose electrons. Non-metals always like to gain electrons. Okay. So in this case, what happened? Suppose if it loses this electron completely, that means if it transfers its electron completely to this atom, now what happened? This atom will get duplet configuration. It will become stable. Then what happened to this atom? This atom become unstable because positive charge. Sorry, once again I am drawing. Suppose if it transfers its electron to this atom, so now it will convert into H plus, and now this atom will get 2 electrons in its valence shell. So this will become stable due to duplet electronic configuration, but this becomes unstable. Hence, transfer of electron, when transfer of electron takes place, both the atoms should become stable. Here only due to transfer of electron, only one atom is getting benefited. Only one atom is becoming stable, whereas the other atom is not becoming stable. Hence, this method is not this method of redistribution is not possible in hydrogen. Then, what is the other method of redistribution? The other method is sharing of electrons. So, as transfer of electron is not possible, so sharing of electrons we have to see. So, what happens during the sharing of electrons? Let us learn. So, this is one hydrogen atom. This is another hydrogen atom. So, I am drawing hydrogen atom. So, this is the nucleus of hydrogen atom. This is the electron of hydrogen atom. So, now this is the electron of hydrogen atom. And even other hydrogen atom also like this. So, the nucleus of hydrogen atom and the electron of other hydrogen atom. Okay. So, what happens? So, initially this hydrogen atom, the electron of this electron of this hydrogen atom and this electron of this hydrogen atom, they will form a pair. So, like this. That means this hydrogen atom will give one electron, and even this hydrogen also will give one electron to form a pair of electrons. So here a pair of electron is formed. A pair of electron is formed between these two atoms because these two electrons will form a pair. Now what happens? So actually, these two electrons will form a pair. So when they form a pair like this, so these two atoms will join. So this is the electron of this atom and this is the electron of this atom. Are you following? See now this electron, I am drawing clearly in order to clear understanding, make it clear understanding. This is the nucleus of this hydrogen atom. Okay, and this is the nucleus of other hydrogen atom. So this is the electron of one hydrogen atom. This is the electron of other hydrogen. Now what is happening? So this is the electron of this hydrogen atom, this is the electron of this hydrogen atom. So the electron of this hydrogen atom will come closer to the nucleus of this atom, and this electron will come closer to the nucleus of this atom. What happens? So now this atom will not only attract its own electron, it also attracts this electron also. So like this, what happens? So this atom and this atom, this hydrogen atom will attract its own electron as well as the other electron also. Even this hydrogen atom also, it will attract its own electron and even the other electron also, like this. So as a result of what happened? So this pair of electrons are attracted by this atom as well as this atom. That pair of electrons are attracted by this atom as well as this atom. So what happens as a result of this one? Some force of attraction is developed between this electron pair and this hydrogen atom, and even between this electron pair and this hydrogen atom. So now what is happening? Force of attraction. So throughout the length of this one, so you will find force of attraction between these two, and here also you will find force of attraction. So that means you will find force of attraction between throughout this length you will find force of attraction at every point. As a result of this field, what is happening? A bond is formed between hydrogen and hydrogen. So now these two hydrogen atoms are sharing this electron pair. One electron pair is shared by both the atoms. Okay, that means sharing of one electron pair between two atoms. So as a result of sharing, what is happened? So before that, this hydrogen is having only one electron in its valence shell. Now this hydrogen will get two electrons in its valence shell, because so into this only the other electron also have come into this atom. Okay, into the valence shell of this atom, the other electron also have come. So now what happened? Now the valence electrons become 2. For this atom also, valence electrons have become 2, because now this electron also have come into the this atom. So as a result of this one, what happened? So now this hydrogen will feel these two electrons are mine, and even this hydrogen also will feel that these two electrons are mine. So both the atoms feel that these two electrons are belong to themselves only. As a result of this one, so now this hydrogen experiences two electrons, hence it is having two electrons in its valence shell, and even this hydrogen also will experience force of attraction on these two electrons, hence it is also having two valence electrons. Now what happened? So the valence electrons are 2, so that means here it has got duplet electronic configuration, and this also have got duplet electronic configuration. So this duplet electronic configuration is achieved by both the atoms due to sharing of electrons, because one pair of electron is shared by both the hydrogen atoms. As a result of sharing of one electron pair, so what happened? Both the atoms have acquired inert gas configuration, hence both the atoms have become stable. So like this, this is an example. Here how many electron pairs are shared by both the atoms? Only one electron pair is shared by both the atoms in this case. Let us learn one more case where two electron pairs are shared. Let us take example of O2, oxygen molecule. If you take oxygen molecule, so in oxygen molecule, so here actually one oxygen molecule, it is having 6 electrons in its valence shell. Even the other oxygen also should have 6 electrons in its valence shell, like this. Okay, so what happens? So here complete transfer is not possible, because these two are non-metal atoms. Okay, so complete transfer of electron is not possible. Only the way is sharing of electrons. So what happens? So these two electrons will form a pair. Like this, and even these two electrons also will form a pair like this. Now between these two atoms, two pairs of electrons are formed. So once again I am drawing down the next figure. So how is a pair? So between these two electrons will form a pair of electrons between the two atoms, and even these two electrons also will form a pair between the two atoms. Now what happened? So this atom start attracting this electron pair as well as this electron pair, and even this atom also will start attracting this electron pair and even this electron pair. So here I am drawing this oxygen molecule. See, because of lack of space I am using only the nucleus and valence electrons. So there are inner electrons also, because in oxygen atom the configuration is 2, 8, 6, 2, 6, 8 electrons are there. So I am not using inner shells, I am not drawing inner electrons, so I am drawing only the outermost orbit electrons. So that means this oxygen atom is having how many electrons? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this oxygen atom also is having 6, and the other oxygen atom also is having See, I am not drawing the inner orbit, only the outer orbit and the electrons in the outer orbit I am drawing. So here one electron, another electron, an electron, another electron. Okay, this one unpaired electron and another unpaired electron. So this is how the two oxygen atoms look. Okay, now what happens? So these two electrons will pair and even these two electrons also will pair. So I am drawing the diagram here. So this is about hydrogen. So now I am drawing the electrons of oxygen and even. So now this is the nucleus of oxygen atom and this is the valence orbit of one oxygen atom. This is the nucleus of another oxygen atom and this is the valence of the valence of other orbit of other oxygen atom. So now I am drawing the two nucleus. So this is one oxygen atom, this is another oxygen atom. So already, so this oxygen atom is having two pairs of electrons, and these two electrons, and even these two electrons. These two electrons will form a pair and these two electrons will form a pair. Okay, so that means a pair here, a pair here. Now this nucleus will start attracting these two electrons because nucleus is positive charge and these electrons are negative charge. And even here also negative charge and positive charge. So what happens? Force of attraction is developed between this pair and oxygen and even this pair and oxygen. At the same time here also force of attraction is developed. Okay, now these two oxygen atoms are bonded, they are joined because these electron pairs, they pull this oxygen atom towards itself and even this oxygen atom also is pulled by this electron pair. So as a result of this, two oxygen atom will come closer and they form a and they become O2 molecule. They are joined together to form a O2 molecule. So in this process what is happening? So this pair of electron, okay, this pair of electron and even this pair of electron are shared by both the atoms. So that means here two oxygen atoms are sharing two pairs of electrons between them. So when two pairs of electrons are shared by two oxygen atoms, okay, what is happening? Sharing is taking place. As a result of this, so now this oxygen is having how many electrons? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 2, 8. Even this oxygen atom is also having how many electrons in its valence shell? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because all these electrons are shared by this oxygen atom also. So now these 4 electrons also will belong to this oxygen. So already 4 and 4 more. So 2, 8. So before that, both the oxygen atoms are having 2, 6 configuration. Now both the oxygen atoms are having 2, 8 configuration. So now the valence shell. So valence electrons have become 8. Before that, valence electrons are 6 only. Okay, before that valence electrons are 6 only. So as a result of this, what happened? Both the oxygen atoms have got 8 electrons. This oxygen atom and this oxygen. So how did they get 8 electrons in its valence shell? Because these two pairs of electrons are shared by both the atoms. So like this. So whenever atoms share the electron pairs between them, what happens? This type of sharing will lead to the redistribution of electrons. So each oxygen from this state are turned into this state. So this state, before redistribution, oxygen is having 6 valence electrons, but after redistribution, 8 electrons in its valence shell have taken place. And here the redistribution method is sharing of electrons. So here two pairs of electrons are shared by both the atoms. So in this way, sharing of electrons